नामदू व नुसल्ली अला रसूलुल करीम अम्मा बाद औज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम. My highly respected chief guest of the event, His Excellency Major General Shahid Nazeer Saab, and the Director State Bank, and we had also the Deputy Governor for the State Bank, and Wadi Secretary Investment Munir Rahman Ramu Saab, and the CEO Badar Expo, my friend Zuhair Nasir Saab, and then we have Haris Mithani Saab. Definitely we have Alakir Saab in the front line. So everybody, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening. Mr. Chairman, we have never remained a hostile nation. The people of Indus civilization of this part of the world, which is evident from what we have seen in the Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, they have never weapons. What they had only the agriculture. And this was Indus River, and its system has remained a lifeline for the people of this region. And when you have glaciers and the mountains, Himalayas and the Karakoram, where from the water was coming down, way back 5,000 years back, and it remained going and running. And we had a plenty of crops, including the cotton, when the world didn't know about how to wear and what to wear. We had cotton at that time. Then we had plenty of crops, including wheat, rice. We were the leading nation in this regard. Where there were depressions, we had a water and we had fisheries there. And we had a plenty of a forest where we used to grow all the livestock. And then the Pakistan had experienced so many, like a consumer market, like a business, like industry-led. But still, if you see the very basic of the economy, still you see that agriculture is going to be the second largest economy basis for the Pakistan. And within agriculture sector, if you see, the livestock is contributing 62 to 64% to the value addition. Now, keeping in view these figures, though we are, to some extent, proudly can say that the livestock is the first largest segment of the rural economy, being 62% of the agriculture component, and second largest economy of the country. And we are having a third largest herd in the world, and we are fourth largest producer of the dairy products and the milk. And what we export, we are the fifth largest for the meat exports. But still, we are thriving, we are struggling in this regard. And this is very evident that the world is looking at us as the food basket, Pakistan as the food basket for the world. Not only as a halal market, but the texture, the quality, the flavor, the aroma from the livestock and agriculture products what we own, that is, they are matchless. You can't find anywhere in the world. So then we forgot the parental, the inheritance that was very much affiliated with the livestock, agriculture and fisheries farming. You would be surprised that before the 18th Amendment, our public sector investments, for any sector to develop, you need to have 3 or 4 investment sites. Now, the first one, that's a public sector investment. Before the 18th Amendment, it was 24 billion rupees to the Minfal Ministry. Somehow this province was receiving 3 to 4 billion rupees initiative in the form of projects. And the Sindh government budgetary allocation for the livestock and fisheries and agriculture was about 8 billion to 10 billion rupees. And all of a sudden, we had a double blow. There's no funding coming from the federal, since it's a provincial subject. And then the investment into this sector from 8 billion went down to 4 to 3.2 billion, 2.2 billion, 1.7 billion, and still we are struggling to have a 2.2 billion for all of these 3 subsectors: livestock, poultry and fisheries. Half of them goes to the construction side, and it's only the 500 million rupees that is available. That makes about only 0.4% of the budgetary allocations coming to this sector. What we see today in the livestock and poultry, it is actually the contribution coming from the people who are living there here, and then they are contributing a lot. Now coming second line, that is coming from the financial institutes. I have remained Director General Livestock, now I am also the Director, so I'm representing the livestock department. If you see the financial institutes, what has remained the history? You'd be surprised that for the livestock sector, which is 62% of the agriculture, doesn't literally receive any funds. Because for the livestock, 92% farmers are the landless Haris. They don't have a land. So therefore, we don't have anything collateral to offer. If anybody is going to lend for the agriculture even, why he is going to invest into the livestock? So it's only the 8% the people, they gain access to the loan. Thanks to the new leadership in the State Bank, we are continuously in discussion with them, and they have relaxed to some extent to the commercial banks that the land should not be collateral for the livestock lending. But still we need to work on this, because you see public sector investments are not there, and then the financial institutes, they have only microfinance window available for the livestock development. And when you talk about the industrial loans, you would be surprised that we don't have an industry. At the dairy, at the livestock, at the poultry to some extent, how it can be possible? Because you see the universities and the academia, they have all the research that is borrowed one. We have a technology that's a borrowed one. Our investment into the R&D, research and development, is 0.003% of the GDP. And most of them goes to the salaries of the research persons. So this is the time to wake up, because you see, the world is looking at you, being a food basket for the rest of the world. The China is knocking at your door. Being next to the China, we are not taking advantage. And even those countries which are maybe having hundreds and thousands kilometers away from here, they are taking this advantage. So for the people, and you would be not surprised if you hear into the political arena, in the assemblies, that everybody is talking about that we are agriculture country. We start our speech with agriculture and livestock. But when it's a budget speech, you would be surprised that it will be the last thing to talk about agriculture and livestock. So we have forgotten our past glory. The path, because every nation has its competitive advantage. Every nation is having its own specific region where it has ease of doing something. So we are specialized and we are having ease of doing, that is the agriculture and livestock. We don't have build any industrial complexes to support for the agriculture and livestock communities and the technologies. So therefore, thanks to the leadership to the Pakistan, that now they have started thinking about bringing investment in the form of SIFC. And we have a huge hope from this. And let me say this, if we fail in this opportunity of SIFC to bring real investment into the livestock and agriculture, I think then we will repent and we have no other competitive advantage to go and grow. So we need to rethink about this, where we are making mistakes, what are the points where we have a competitive advantage, how can we use these our competitive resources in order to bring this livestock technology. With a simple example, the next day we were talking about how can we improve the livestock, exports like the meat. Meat is having 385 million USD, something like this, including the fisheries is having 380. So it's almost 1 billion USD. But we are losing our brands. You see, it's only the minute thing if we can bring the change into the livestock sector, that is, if we make a brand. It's only the minute thing that we don't have a traceability, we don't have the disease control regime and the registration of farms. Our meat, next to us, that's a UAE, is being sold at 1.25 million USD per kg. And that meat with only the tagging and branding, and it's nothing, it's only the 1,000 rupees per animal investment. We can increase our value of a product to 10 times. And that product of a 380 million USD with a single zero becomes a 3.8 billion USD with the same animals, number of animals. Similarly, in the poultry, we are doing miracles, might be here. But we are not able to export even the 1 kg, and the Brazil is exporting it too. Thank God that we have captured some of the chilled meat market in UAE. We are still 74% of the chilled meat market in UAE. We are having a 24% of the frozen meat market in UAE. But this is the UAE where we don't have conditions. They pay you very low. The high-end market we need to approach. Even in the China, you have a good opportunity. Still today, the Chinese market are ready to pay you $10 per kg of the meat. So therefore, I think it's a time to rethink, to awake, to come up with our competitive advantage, the origins, wherefrom we can start again and become one of the leading nation in the food. Because what I believe, that this century is going to be the century of only three things. Number one, that's IT, specialized with the AI, artificial intelligence. The second thing, that's a food, the well demanded by and the third thing, that's a medicine and health. So these are the three sectors which are needed in the globe. And we do have the best of the best food. We do have good medicine people and the pharma. And we do have the good IT people. Need is to bring them to certain level that whereby we can make them some commodity to be sold into the market. I'm really thankful for the Dalfa for organizing such a wonderful expo. I still remember in 2012-13, then when we started this type of expo on the platform of SEDF, Sindh Enterprise Development Fund, Sindh Board of Investment, that was the brand. And I still remember that was also organized by the Badar Expo. And then later on, the Livestock and Fishes Department started its own brand like a Sindh Livestock Expo, and we had in Hyderabad. But during that time, Dalfa came and they started talking to us that, okay, we also want to start this. In starting, I never believed that the Dalfa can do this and can continue this. Even the department failed. After having 2 or 3 editions, and then we had a lumpy skin disease outbreaks, we had a corona, and so therefore different things, and we couldn't move. But really, I salute the leadership of the Dalfa, especially Haris Mitani and Badar Expo and Mr. Jabbar, our leading farmer, that they continue this pace. Whatever the conditions are, whatever the economic conditions are, what are the weather conditions. Still, I remember last time when it was a flood, they were here to have this expo. And this is one of the splendid success of the Dalfa and the Badar Expo. And they are need appreciation, and I congratulate them for the 3rd edition, one of the successful event. And I want to see them continue this event. Though the government is at the back end, though we have organizations at the end, but I'm hopeful that this type of event continues in future to bring the real spirit for the livestock, agriculture, and the aquaculture and the farming community. Thank you very much, everybody, please.